California.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and thank you for convening this hearing on a really important topic, and I think an underappreciated topic, and one that probably doesn't get enough focus when it comes to public policy. And I was really struck, Mr. Corwin, by a statistic from your testimony that spending on CTE makes up just 3% of the estimated overall funding for high school and middle school education in the United States. Just 3%, and that's despite the manifold benefits of career education in schools. Just to sort of reiterate some from your testimony as well as some of our other witnesses, this is something that is overwhelmingly desired by parents and by students. You cite in your research that 80% of parents favor greater offerings of career education in schools. Frankly, that sounds low to me. I don't think I've ever talked to a parent who doesn't think it's a good idea to have more opportunities for students to engage here. But also, from the perspective of academic achievement, there are so many benefits to having career education offerings in our schools. In fact, your research shows that when students engage in career education, they're actually more likely to graduate from high school. They're more likely to enroll in post-secondary education. There are social, emotional benefits. Their enthusiasm for learning increases. Their pride in their schoolwork increases. I can affirm this from my own experience, having been a high school teacher. I can tell you how much pride and excitement students had for these sort of classes where they could really do hands-on work, and how that then sort of spilled over into their broader coursework. It made them excited to come to school. It gave them hope and a sense of purpose. And so, and beyond that, the pathways that we're creating here are to really good jobs that can pay well, that young people can build a career around, and then more than that, it's filling critical workforce needs. Mr. Corwin, in your research, you cite one statistic that 88% of construction firms have trouble finding skilled workers. There are over 73,000 openings for electricians every single year. And so it just makes all the sense in the world to focus more, to invest more in this area, yet still just 3% of resources are being spent specifically on career education. So this is a question for Mr. Corwin or for any of our other witnesses as well. You've cited a lot of very successful programs which do exist all across the country, and we've also discussed barriers such as a lack of of trained teachers and other resources. So can you kind of highlight some jurisdictions that have managed to not just offer sort of isolated, successful programs, but have been able to offer these opportunities to students at scale? And what has it taken to sort of awaken the political will to make the investments and to take the steps that are necessary to not just have a successful program here and there, to make it fundamentally part of the offerings available to all students within those jurisdictions?
Sure. I mean, I think where we have seen the greatest success and students and schools flourish around CTE has been where there's been the collaboration and the partnership between K-12 and industry and workforce development. So as we've talked about breaking down those barriers, I mean, one that comes to mind is in Colorado, in Denver. There's a combination of comprehensive high schools that are doing phenomenal CTE work, career technical centers, and industry is at the table. There's support by elected officials across the board, and that's what our students deserve, is that type of partnership, having their backs and providing these opportunities. I think one of the reasons we were really excited to be included today is part of our role is to raise attention to this issue with other funders and with industry and with other sectors. When our founder heard that CTE didn't have much financial support, there weren't many other foundations supporting the work, there really wasn't much of a power behind the work, he said, that's where I want to go. That's where I want to kind of be a spark and see if we can be a model and have other folks follow. And just, by today's discussion, I'm really excited to hear that this is beginning to happen. So thank you.
Well, thank you, and thanks very much for the work that you're doing. I yield back.
Thank you very much.